Here's the countertop I'll be using. Butcher Block, Home Depot. It's wrapped in plastic and the perimeter is protected with cardboard, packaged very nicely. Hampton Bay. Usually one side is smoother than the other. These both feel the same. My plan is to match the existing countertops. I purchased this home, so I have no clue what products were used, stain, sealer. However, I've got the back side that will be facing down. I can practice on to get close. Let me show where this will be installed in the kitchen to give you a better perspective. I've got the island, sink area, and then the new countertop will be here. So I'm not butting up against any existing countertop, so if there's slight imperfection, it won't be as noticeable. I just finished the cut. It's nice and smooth, and I'll post a separate video on the cutting procedure. Got a variety of products, 2 different stains, dark walnut, red oak. This is the finish coat, and I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Watco! So here we have the type of towel that I'm so sick of hearing in people's videos. Now get your microfiber towel, microfiber this, get your little microfiber, always have a microfiber on hand. So this is called microfiber towel, which I don't think I'll be using. And I've got a roller if needed. Now this is the practice side, so this will be a rough draft. I'll provide a link for all these products. Since this is the bottom side, I'm not going to bother sanding. I'll make note of that later when we do the top. So I'm starting with a damp cloth just to get the dust off. Then dry. Before using, you want to shake it up or mix. Here's an idea of the darkness. I believe that walnut would be too dark. This looks close. Red oak. And then the oil finisher is a clear coat, so if you want a natural wood look, go with that only. And you want to seal both sides anyway. Wood has a tendency to warp, high moisture. So I'll apply each one and see which one comes closest to my original counters. These gloves must be made for a woman. I can't even get in them. So I've got an old cut up t-shirt. Dip it in there. Look at that. That's it. That's perfect. I'm serious. That looks so close right there. That looks good too. Look at this. Well, I need a drop cloth over here to make sure protect my floor. Did somebody say microfiber towel? A natural wood finish look. But it's also a sealer. This is oil. Well, they're all oil based, but these are oil based stains. That's nice if you wanted a natural look. I really like that. I like them all. I think this one is closest. Let's do a comparison. Red oak, dark walnut. That, to me, looks very close. Let me get a different angle. I turned the light off. There was a lot of glare. This looks just like that, in my opinion. But I'm always wrong. Wow, now it's starting to look really dark. Here's what we're trying to match. Here's the dark walnut. Here's red oak. I think the red oak is now the match. I need to let these dry. Now I'm going to mix red oak with dark walnut. That would probably be the answer to get the shade you want. Now I don't know if when you recoat if it gets darker, because if that's the case, that is almost a perfect match. I'll let that dry. So I stained the rest of this half up to here. So you got red oak, dark walnut, red oak, dark walnut to here, and the rest is red oak. I do believe the red oak is the clear winner. There's those knots I was talking about. So what's real nice about this backside is you can experiment with all kinds of ideas and get it to the finish you like before you do the main surface. All right, we'll flip it over and do the real deal. I've got the top side up. I'll give it a quick sand with 180 grit. You don't want to go any higher than that because if you get it super smooth, it'll close the pores and the stains and oils will not seep into the wood. Break out that microfiberness. I didn't know there was 2 in a pack. Nice, soft. One dry, one damp. Come on. Well, it's the first time for me using these. But what I like about the microfiber towel, it's lint free. Man, I get sick of paper towels leaving lint behind. Nasty. It really grips though. I didn't think it would do that. Let's see how this does. Wow, it's rough. The wood's not rough. The towel grips. Now there's 2 sides. I'm not sure what that's about. Let that dry. Since I don't have the proper application here, you get it on there and wipe it evenly, and then it looks good. I mean, these gloves suck. That looks great. Now they say to let this dry 48 hours before you put the sealer on. So I guess it would be the same between the coats. I'm going to pull each side out to finish the ends. The ends, you can see the circling of the inner tree. So when you stain it, it goes darker. Looks like a cut mark there. We'll put that next to the stove. What I did here is I got a little bit, soaked it in the towel first. Then you go lightly across the whole thing. And let it sit. One more end. I think it's best to do the top first. That way your rag is saturated for these ends. Now this looks darker. Maybe we'll put this one up against the stove. It still looks good, it's just darker. Well, here it is. What are we looking at? Where's the old and new? Here's the one we just did, and here's the old countertop. So we'll wait 24 hours and then put the sealing oil treatment on there. One coat of stain is going to do it. However, if you want to put a second coat on, it's recommended the sand with 220 grit. The moisture from the stain can raise the fibers, so you're just smoothing out any roughness. So now we're ready for the seal coat. That might be enough right there. I'm going to touch up the other countertop as well. You want to wait 6 hours between coats, a light sand, 400 grit. Very nice. I'll put another coat of oil on that. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Hope this has helped someone. If you'd like to see the butcher block cutting process, hit the subscribe button and it will take you to that video. If you'd like to see how I created this dishwasher cabinet unit, press the like button and it will direct you to that video. Thank you.